there are a few guys who already look like massive draft busts.
Kenneth Grant, another Greer bust.
So today, we're going to look at 10 first-rounders from the 2025 NFL Draft class who look like massive busts and give our take on things. Matthew Golden. When Golden was taken with the 23rd pick of the 2025 draft, he was expected to emerge as the team's next superstar wideout. Instead, he's seen low production, catching 29 receptions for 361 yards and didn't score a touchdown in the regular season. However, he scored his first touchdown in the Packers wildcard matchup against the Chicago Bears, even though they lost 31-27. During the regular season, Golden dealt with wrist and shoulder problems, which impacted his on-field production, forcing him to miss crucial games and practice time. Not to mention, the Packers had a crowded pass catcher room, as they frequently used Golden as a clear-out serious threat rather than a high-volume target. Despite looking like a bust during the regular season, he still has the potential to grow, as Romeo Doubs was released during the 2026 offseason, which means that he can create more on-field production during the 2026 regular season. Abdul Carter. Although Carter showed some promise during the end of the 2025 season, his debut season was off to a slow start. Carter played in all 17 games during 2025, but started in 6 of them. During that stretch, he had 43 tackles, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. Critics point to Carter's low sack numbers and not finishing plays as a concern, as someone taken in the top 5 of the first round of the draft is expected to have an immediate impact on the field. Carter's maturity was also a talking point during the 2025 season, as he repeatedly missed or arrived late to mandatory team activities. Not to mention, Carter was benched for the opening drive twice in 3 weeks due to missing a walkthrough, which he claimed to be in a recovery tub, and then again for missing a team responsibility before the Giants' Week 13 matchup against the New England Patriots, even though it was just for the first quarter of the game. Carter also struggled with his initial speed, as he relied on a repetitive spin move and lacked the necessary counter moves against opposing offensive linemen. When back in his collegiate days at Penn State, he could easily overwhelm slower tackles with just raw athleticism. Carter should improve on his techniques, as he's expected to take a huge step forward in the 2026 regular season. But if he doesn't take those steps, well, he's gonna quickly earn that bust label. Will Campbell. Although Campbell played fairly well during the regular season, he played historically badly during Super Bowl 60 due to giving up 14 quarterback pressures, the most pressures given up by a lineman. During the combine, scouts had concerns about Campbell's arm length, as his arms measured at 32 5/8, and he had a short wingspan. In the NFL, short arms make it easier for elite edge rushers to get their hands into a tackle's frame first. Campbell suffered a grade 3 MCL sprain in Week 12 of the 2025 season. Because of Campbell's short reach, critics have argued that he should move to offensive guard due to his toughness and strength in close quarters. Even though the postseason was pretty rough for Campbell, he should be able to bounce back in 2026. Kenneth Grant. Dolphins defensive tackle Kenneth Grant had a very disappointing rookie season due to low statistics and being ineffective in the Dolphins' pass rush. Grant had 33 tackles, 2 sacks, and a pass deflection in 17 games, but started in 5 of them. Pro Football Focus gave Grant a 48.4 grade, ranking him 107th out of 134 defensive tackles graded. Scouts and pre-draft critics were worried that Grant would eat up space instead of being an effective and dynamic nose tackle, as his rookie season didn't do much to improve what they said of him. Despite being 6'3" and 335 pounds, he recorded a 7.4% run defense stop percentage, making him a weak link in the Dolphins' struggling defensive line. Grant could turn things around in the 2026 season, as head coach Jeff Hafley reported Grant dropped 7 to 12 pounds over the offseason to regain that explosive college form that he had during his days at the University of Michigan. The only downside is the Dolphins are expected to be one of the worst teams in the NFL during the 2026 regular season. However, Grant can potentially be one of the team's bright spots, depending upon if he improves from his rookie season. Shamar Stewart. Stewart looks like a draft bust, as he was expected to take a massive step on the Bengals defense during his rookie season, but instead, he just struggled with injuries and earned low performance grades. During his rookie season, Stewart had 11 tackles, a sack, and a pass deflection, but he dealt with a knee injury in Week 9 of the regular season, resulting in him missing 6 weeks of action until Week 16. Before stepping onto an NFL field, Stewart's production at Texas A&M was low, as he had 65 tackles, a whopping 4.5 sacks, 4 pass deflections, a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries returned for 43 yards, and scored 1 touchdown during his 3 years with the Aggies. To make matters worse, Pro Football Focus rated Stewart with a 41.2, ranking him dead last out of all edge rushers who played at least 250 snaps. Stewart also had a messy rookie holdout, as he was engaged in a publicized contract dispute with the Bengals regarding guarantee voiding language, resulting in him skipping minicamp and holding out until training camp. Stewart himself admitted to being overwhelmed by the speed of the NFL and overthought his assignments as a rookie rather than playing with instincts that are required by first-year edge rushers. But hey, he knows what went wrong and he can easily fix it. Cam Ward. Ward had a rough 2025 season and looked like a draft bust when the dust settled by the conclusion of the season. Ward went 3-14 as the Tennessee Titans starting quarterback, completing 323 passes for 3,169 yards, throwing 15 touchdowns against 7 interceptions, but was sacked a whopping 55 times and fumbled the ball 11 times, losing 7 of them. Ward had terrible ball security and stepped into a chaotic situation, as the Titans had a disastrous offensive line. Not to mention, the team fired head coach Brian Callahan after starting the season with a 1-5 record. It didn't help Ward that he was surrounded by the NFL's worst supporting cast, as the Titans didn't provide him with talented offensive weapons to work with beyond Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard. Things will likely turn around for Ward in the 2026 season, as the Titans hired Robert Saleh to be their next head coach, along with Brian Dable as their next offensive coordinator. They also signed Wan'Dale Robinson and drafted Carnell Tate, boosting the team's passing attack for this upcoming season. We hope that this will help Ward improve things and become the superstar quarterback that the Titans drafted him to be. Michael Williams. Williams faces bust scrutiny due to his underdeveloped pass rush skill set, bottom-tier analytical metrics, and gruesome ACL injury that cut his rookie season short. During Williams' rookie season, he had 20 tackles, a sack, and a fumble recovery before he suffered his ACL injury in Week 9 against the New York Giants. When Williams was drafted, he was supposed to provide an impact opposite Nick Bosa, but his pass rushing skills were unrefined. Williams earned a 54.7 PFF grade, ranking him 99th out of 115 edge rushers, as he heavily relied on raw athleticism instead of utilizing a structured hand technique or counter moves. Skeptics during the pre-draft process raised their eyebrows about Williams, as he had 14 sacks in his 3 seasons at the University of Georgia, and the fact that he never had a true breakout season for the Bulldogs. Critics have also argued that he was overdrafted due to his lab-built frame rather than his actual football production on the field. Williams must find a way to turn things around in his sophomore season in the NFL and stay healthy for the long haul of the 2026 season. Josh Conerly Jr. Conerly Jr. looks like a draft bust early on due to an intense introductory stretch of games during the 2025 season, as he struggled with position change from left tackle to right tackle and was thrown directly into the fire. Conerly Jr. surrendered 43 total pressures, gave up 13 penalties, and allowed 8 sacks per PFF. Conerly Jr. has a lot of work ahead of him in the 2026 season. Luckily, he was training under Laramie Tunsil, reshaping his body composition by shredding fat and adding functional muscle mass to fix his anchor issue, and so he should be more than ready for this upcoming season. Ashton Jeanty. There was a ton of hype surrounding Jeanty, as he was expected to make an immediate impact on the Raiders' backfield by being selected in the top 10 of the 2025 draft, but he wasn't able to reach the 1,000 rushing yard mark during the regular season. Jeanty rushed for 975 yards on 266 attempts, scored 5 rushing touchdowns, caught 55 receptions for 346 yards, and scored 5 receiving touchdowns during the 2025 season. It didn't help Jeanty that the 2025 Raiders were a dysfunctional system that had an incredibly bad offensive line and a horrific quarterback, as Geno Smith's production was less than ideal. Jeanty admitted that he was playing too much in his head rather than on the field, and he just really overthought his runs. Jeanty's silver lining for the 2026 season is that he has a new offensive-minded head coach in Clint Kubiak. And I mean, the man's got room to improve in this upcoming season, as the offensive line saw a huge upgrade during 2026's offseason. We can't wait to see what Jeanty can do on the field during the regular season, and maybe, hopefully, he can earn his first 1,000-yard season. Travis Hunter. Hunter faces early draft bust scrutiny due to the massive draft capital that was spent to get him drafted with the second pick of the 2025 NFL Draft. Hunter drew immense hype for being a two-way player who can play at wide receiver and play at cornerback, which is almost impossible to pull off in today's NFL. However, Hunter's route separation and raw receiving production were not great, as they lagged behind top-tier draft expectations. Hunter caught 28 receptions for 298 yards and scored a touchdown on offense, while having 15 tackles and 3 pass deflections. But he had no sacks on defense. Balancing meeting rooms, practicing both positions, and trying to master the offensive and defensive playbooks strained Hunter's adjustment to the NFL, as he suffered an LCL injury during the regular season. Hunter's also focusing on playing more at cornerback, and will take a couple of snaps at wide receiver as a situational unicorn, rather than split time between both positions. So hey, here's to hoping that Hunter dominates and stays healthy on the field for the 2026 regular season and beyond. But hey, what other first rounders from 2025 are already looking like draft busts? Were there any notable names that we should have included on our list? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.